You walk into a room and the air doesn't ripple. No heads turn. No voices drop. You aren't a presence, you're background noise. This isn't because you're small. It's because you're loud without saying a word. Your eyes dart, searching for a nod, a smile, or any scrap of proof that you're accepted. This is the pawn's exposure. You are a walking map of your own insecurities, and the world reads you like a children's book. When you react to every slight and chase validation, you signal internal chaos. You have no gravity. You are predictable. And in the game of power, the predictable are processed and discarded. Your reactivity is your cage. To carry yourself like a king, you must first die to the need for approval. Adopt a state of active indifference. Stop being a mirror to their energy. If they're loud, be silent. If they're frantic, be still. Become the mountain they are forced to climb. Most people think being an open book makes them likable. They call it being authentic. Machiavelli would call it being a target. When you overshare your struggles or broadcast your next move to people who haven't bled for you, you aren't building rapport. You're providing the blueprint for your own destruction. This is the transparency trap. Vulnerability without established power doesn't create connection, it breeds contempt. It tells the world exactly where to strike when you eventually become an inconvenience. The elite understand a different law, information asymmetry. You should be a mystery to them, while they are a data set to you. Let them talk. Let them feel comfortable. While they reveal their hand, you keep yours hidden behind a mask of cold, calculated silence. The unreachable are never discarded. They are feared. Betrayal starts with the signs you chose to ignore. A joke that felt like a needle. A silence that lasted a second too long. They gained your submission because you chose to stay blind to the pattern. This leads to the habit that quietly destroys most, trading respect for comfort. Most people allow the world to vote on their reality. They look for social proof before they dare to think. This is how you lose your crown before you even put it on. When the room panics, you observe. When they try to bait you into an emotional outburst, you remain a statue. This is cognitive sovereignty. A king's mind is a private court where only he presides. Implement a 3-second delay on every reaction. Every single one. That gap is where your power lives. While others are slaves to their impulses, your intellect remains in command. If you don't own your mind, someone else will rent it. The average person speaks because they are afraid of the silence. They leak their plans, their fears, and their weaknesses just to stop the air from feeling heavy. You will do the opposite. In a king's world, speech is a high-value currency. Speak only when your words can physically change the reality of the room. Otherwise, use silence as a vacuum. Let the other party feel the pressure until they start offering concessions or revealing secrets just to fill the void. Never explain yourself to those who cannot stop you. Explanations are for subordinates seeking permission. If they can map your routine, they own your future. Most men are slaves to their own patterns, making them easy targets. A king moves with purpose, but he hides the logic of his path. This creates a psychological fog of war. When people can't predict your next move, they cannot gain leverage. Occasionally, do the exact opposite of what is expected. Break a habit. Change your circle. This isn't chaos, it's a test to see who is watching you too closely. Stop viewing money as a ticket to luxury. To the weak, a paycheck is a way to buy comfort. To you, capital is the wall that stands between your will and the world's ability to coerce you. The average person keeps losing power without knowing it. They spend their leverage on status symbols to impress people they don't even like. Every dollar you earn is a soldier in your private army. Do not send them to die for temporary pleasures. Build a war chest that gives you the power to walk away from any toxic environment or disrespectful boss. When you have leverage, you have sovereignty. Those who need nothing from the world are the only ones the world cannot break. Most people are walking leaks. They bleed insecurity through nervous hands and a desperate need to be liked. When you master your mind, mouth, and money, you stop leaking. You enter the uncanny valley of self-mastery where your lack of normal human weakness makes you appear superior. People don't just see you, they feel the weight of your presence. They fear what they cannot influence and they respect what they cannot break. Disrespect is a test of your reality. When someone throws a jab, they are trying to pull you into their frame. If you get angry, you lose. If you laugh along, you surrender. Look at them with mild, clinical curiosity. Don't flinch. Ask them to explain why the joke is funny. Watch the panic set in as they realize their weapon has no edge. Use the dead eye technique, hold their gaze for 2 seconds longer than is comfortable after they finish speaking. Silence is the ultimate frame. It forces them to drown in their own insecurity while you remain the immovable center of the storm. Sovereignty is a lonely path. You are building a life that the average person cannot comprehend. As you climb, the air gets thin. Your old friends will notice your coldness and call it arrogance. Let them. The journey into self-mastery requires you to walk through the dark forest alone. You are trading the comfort of the crowd for the power of the throne. Knowledge without execution is just a different form of weakness. Prove you have command over yourself today. I challenge you to a 24-hour vow of silence. No complaining. No explaining. No bragging. If you can't control your mouth, you will never control your mind. This act locks in your new identity as a predator of discipline. Most will fail. If you are the elite minority, signal your entry. Subscribe to the Sovereign Path and comment, I command, below. The rain begins now.